Welcome back to the Cascade Mountaineers Realistic Dynasty. We are at the bye week, week 5, and we have a couple key visitors ready to, I guess, check out campus and see what Cascade has to offer. So we're going to go ahead and schedule those visits on the bye week here. Take a look at what's going on around the nation. It's going to be a way shorter video than normal, so we're just going to get that in real quick here. So the Canadian Kyle Moll out of British Columbia, Abbotsford. He's ready for a visit. Let's go ahead and schedule. We could go next week or this week. Next week gives us the chance to get some of those performance boosts, so we're going to go ahead and schedule it for next week. Same thing with Watson. We're going to go ahead and schedule him for next week. Let's see if we can get any complimentary visits. No, still hoping for the complimentary visit here. There we go. Plus 50 for the complimentary visit. There we go. We're getting plenty of them now. It's fine for the minus 50. No problem there. It's close with Cavallo. We're going to want to get him offered as soon as we can. Both these quarterbacks are going to get points put into them. Kenneth Carter looks like he'll be a decent backup. Neither very big. Neither of them are very big, and they're not very fast. But we need depth. That's we just have nothing right now, so anything is good. Gonna go ahead and clear Quinn off the board because we're already recruiting two running backs in this class, and we were down on him big, so not like we're gonna come back. All right, so that was a big week for recruiting. Top class is still unavailable, so no one's really made any strides in recruiting yet. Alabama still hanging around the top, undefeated. Oklahoma, Texas A&M. So 2 SEC schools, one soon-to-be SEC school. Iowa State of the Big 12 as well. Penn State, lone Big 10 team. Oh, I guess Wisconsin's also chilling right here with a win over Notre Dame. Oregon hanging out. Ohio State back in the top 10 after their loss to Tulsa. Louisiana Raging Cajuns staying undefeated with a huge win over, was it Mississippi State? No, it's Montana State. Huge win over Montana State. Cincinnati chilling in 13, following their loss to Indiana. They have Notre Dame this week. Huge game for them that they won in real life, so would behoove them to do it again in this virtual world. Things mostly the same over in the media poll. Word was really what I was looking for. NC State not getting much love despite being undefeated and defeating the number 2 team in the country. It'll be interesting to see how their season fares given that win. You'd expect them to stay relatively high in the rankings if they can just keep winning. So they're tops of the ACC right now. Virginia Tech also hanging out in the top 15. North Carolina also in there. ACC looks decently deep this year, so that's good for them. Pittsburgh not having the virtual season that they did in real life. Houston, UCF, both undefeated thus far. Cincinnati at 4th, and Tulane, the Green Wave. Great logo, bad football team. Oklahoma tops of the Big 12. Oklahoma State chilling in 3rd. Texas is not back. Who did they lose to? Louisiana, like they did in real life, and Rice. Yikes. Steve Sarkisian might get fired. Big 10. looking strong as ever. Illinois out of nowhere, having no problem. Somehow played UTSA and Nebraska both week 1. Same for Nebraska. I do not understand why that has happened. Nebraska takes the loss 52-14 to number 2 Oklahoma. Yikes. Purdue chilling at the bottom. Yikes. Conference USA. 2 undefeated teams still, Charlotte and North Texas. UTSA, UAB. They're already getting into a little bit of conference play there. Mid-American Conference. No undefeated teams remaining already. Mountain West. They have 2 undefeated teams. Fresno State, who beat us earlier, still not recovered from that. Or, I guess, still affected by that loss to number 7 Oregon. We're going to be seeing a couple more of those teams this year, so kind of keep an eye on that conference. 3 teams in the Pac-12 undefeated. It's a conference that we're looking to join at some point in the future, and they don't look like they need any additions right now. USC, Clay Helton probably going to get fired like he did in real life, starting the season with 3 straight losses and only managing 9 points against Stanford. Yikes. We'll take them on in a couple of weeks. Then the SEC, LSU, despite 1 loss in non-conference, leading the conference so far this season. Alabama, the number 1 team in 2nd. Ole Miss undefeated down in 7th, no conference games played. And Arkansas, despite having a good season in real life, 0-4 in the game. And then 4 undefeated teams in the Sun Belt, as they have undefeated and number 9 Louisiana at 3rd. And 2 winless teams. Only 1 conference game played so far. Let's check out the Heisman race. As we know, Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama, won it in real life. Let's see who's winning right now. Hassan Haskins, he had a good season. Putting up a ton of yards. Same amount of carries as Edmund Chandler last week, 37, but twice as many yards. Actually, more than twice as many yards. Twice as many touchdowns. Not as many reception yards, though. So check out championship contenders. We're expected to get worse. We're 100th right now, and we're going to be the worst team the next 2 years, and then we're only going to go up to 119th. So the game is expecting big things from the Mountaineers, as you can see. Have we put together a single player of the week performance? No. What about in the independents? Parker Cron, yeah, that was a good game. It's a good game that I ended up choking away. Let's see where we rank for toughest places to play. Gotta think it's near the bottom. The bleachers were pretty dead at the last game. Only 1-0. Not dead last. We are not dead last. Okanogan, Pinchot Stadium, Pinochet. We apparently have a 5-game win streak at home. That's not true. We are 1-0-0 at home. Averaging 4,284. That's got to be dead last. That is dead last. Yeah, that makes sense. Brutal. Hopefully we can get that number up by the end of the year to make a little bit more cash. And then let's check out the stat leaders. Nick Starkel, we're going to be taking him on later in the year. But I'm also seeing Hayner, who we played against Fresno State. He had a meh game against us. Parker Cronin, 63rd in the country. Not over 1,000 yards yet. All 5 are over 1,000 in the top 5. Edmund Chandler, 77th in the country with 329 rushing yards through 4 games. Henricks, 185. Did most of his damage in the last game with 74. He's 176th. Yep, there we go. My terrible tackling team. 2 guys in the top 5 somehow. Dude, the sacks are legit. We have 4 sacks for Platt. He's 7th. He's having a decent year. Not a lot of interceptions. A lot of dropped interceptions. And then don't have a long enough field goal to even register in the longest field goals competition. I think the one we did hit was maybe 30 yards at most. So that'll do it for the bye week. I'm going to go ahead and advance to the next week against Nevada. We got those key visitors coming in. Thank you for tuning in to the bye week edition of the Cascade Mountaineers Dynasty.